Hello, it is October. That means it's basically Halloween. So, things happened. I got a job at Michael's and I got these for like more than half off because I work at Michael's. And that's where I bought this. I'm very excited. I'm going to use this to make a decoration for Halloween. So my idea was on the outside of my bedroom door, I want to make these kind of like curtains with like lights behind them so that it glows. I have a lot of like leftover fabric from various cosplays that I've made over the years, and very much of it is red. And I thought that goes really well with the Grimm Troupe thing, with the like kind of red patchwork. So I thought that would be a fun thing. I've also already made a thing. Hang on, I'm gonna show you the thing. It's a really cool thing. I made this lantern, and these little foam things don't really like stay up as well as I would like them to. I still kind of want to paint over like this part. This doesn't look very good, but from this side, it looks great. Especially when I add these little lights, which my technical theater production teacher from last year gave me, but you can also buy them at Michael's. And they kind of just make this glow and look like fire, kinda. This is really just leftover fabric from my Kirby Gajinka cosplay, actually. But it's kind of this pinkish red that works really well for this. And I think it works much better if it is actually dark. So let's see how dark I can make it in here. That probably didn't help much. I don't know. I think I should save the batteries on these. But anyway, I thought I would kind of film the process of making those decorations, and I thought it would be a fun project. And I've been watching a lot of like kind of crafty videos lately, and they're really, really fun to watch. So let's go. So one thing in particular I really want to do is make one of these like banners that you can see in the background when you fight Troupe Master Grimm. I just think they're really pretty, and it would look great on my door. So that's what I'm going to make first. Okay, so ideally this would be about as wide as the door and like go down along the way, but I don't have that much fabric, so I'm just going to make it a little smaller. And I'm basically going to make it like as big as I can while keeping the proportions the way I like. And in order to make it even, I am just going to fold this in half. Time-lapse time. I think I'm going to make the pointy part longer. I like that better. I really should iron this, but I am lazy. The next thing I'm going to do is make the little Grimm's head shape. This out of another piece of fabric. I'm just going to do an applique on top of this. And for that, I'm going to use the Kirby Gajinka overalls fabric again, because it's a very good color. This side of the pen is out of ink. I really need to buy a new one. Good thing I have a job now. I know I just used a pencil for this, but I want to be able to see it better. And just make sure that all the lines are exactly how I want them to be. And I will cut it out with a bit of seam allowance around it so that I can fold it over. I'll sew these down before sewing it on this. It'll look slightly messier, but it'll be way easier. And I like easy. So it is time to use the sewing machine. You know, I've had the sewing machine since before I owned my own computer. And I have not once filmed a video in which I use it. So this will be fun. This is what it looks like. It's still got these markings from the marker, so I'm gonna go and rinse that off. And it'll be wet. You know what? I'll do it after. Next I'm gonna do is pin it onto this thing, which we'll also get a hem in a little bit, but I'm gonna do this first so that I don't have to change my thread on this twice. So this is just gonna go right in the middle, like this. Let's pin that in place. I did it! That looks nice. It's not a big contrast, but it's contrasty enough, and I think the colors look really nice together. So I'm gonna change out the thread, and then I'm going to just fold the ends over like this, and then like this, and then I'm gonna sew here. And then it'll be done. You know, a smart person would pin this first, but I'm not smart. Alright, it is finished. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna make is kind of a tattered curtain to frame the door. And I've got this kind of horrible black velvety fabric that I've had for literal years and had nothing to do with. And my idea is this is not as wide as the door, but I'll cut it in half with kind of a jagged edge. So I'm gonna kind of draw out this idea, and there we go, that's a door. So along this top edge, I'm gonna have this kind of tattered black fabric like this. My door opens inward, like into the room, so this is all gonna be on the outside of the door, and it will not get in the way when you open the door. So after this, I'm just gonna sew on parts. Like maybe there's some curtainy stuff here, and I can't entirely plan this out at the moment because I am not entirely sure what fabrics I have. But this is kind of the idea I have, and then there'll be little lights kind of behind this. This part I imagine is all gonna be red. It'll kind of be Grimm Troupey. Kind of like that, but maybe with more patchwork. I know that's not a good drawing. I did it in like a minute. Snip very haphazardly. I don't do stuff like this very often, but man is it fun. The next thing I'm gonna do is sew these two halves together. I'm not going to bother making a hem on this because I kind of want it to be kind of messy and not polished, because spooky. Alright, so I've got this, which was from my first attempt at making a Kirby Gajenka cosplay. That didn't go so well, but I still have this. So I'm going to use this to be kind of a middle-y part, I guess. I kind of want to add some darker red over here, so let's do that. So this is what it looks like now. Certainly more interesting than it was before. Let's add some like framey pieces on the sides. Okay, here's the plan. I got this fabric and I got this fabric. The idea is I want to have like a long strip on each side of the door. So what if I make half of each strip out of this one and half of them out of this one? So I'll cut a rectangle out of both, and cut them both like in half, roughly, and then sew them together, and it'll look really patchworky and cool. Perfect. Now I'm just gonna sew each piece together without any care for pinning or measuring or anything. I'm just gonna go at it roughly. Alright, well that's not bad. It's kind of not as, like, jagged as I hoped it would be. You know what could fix that? Adding more random stitching on top. I'm going to do that. I'm just gonna go ham. I'm gonna go really wide on these stitches too. That was a very good idea. I think it's not spooky enough. It needs some rips. Nice. Let's do the second one. I used a different stitch in the middle here, and I think that worked out really well because I want to have variety. I'm going to add more rips and tears to this one. Alright, I'm going to sew these pieces onto the black middle piece. Alright, here's how it looks so far. I think it's pretty much done. The last thing I'm going to do is add kind of loops on the back so that I can basically stick tape through the loops and attach it to the door frame, because I don't want to actually put holes in the door frame. So, let's do that. Are you ready for the big reveal? There it is. I think it came out really good. I do wish that these side pieces here were longer and narrower, but overall I think it came out really cool. I also do wish that there was a nicer way to hang it up, because painter's tape is bright blue and that does not look very nice, but overall I'm very happy with it, and it looks even cooler when it's dark. I hung up the lantern over here too, so I'm gonna turn the light off. Look at that. The lantern, oh my gosh. It's not really showing up very well on camera. Camera doesn't really do it justice, but that's how that went, and I'm really proud of it. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for more, and if you'd like, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Thank you to my patrons, Flix and Falcon Villager, for your support, and of course, happy Spooky Month.